Hey guys! So today I'm going to talk to you about what I learned in the year that I experienced after I was sexually assaulted. So it's not almost a year, it's only March and it happened in May, but I only wanted to do this video right now. I got compelled to do it. I don't know if I'll post it within the time frame that it happened, or I'll post it now, depending on, my attitude towards the video after I watch it, but yeah. So that's just a preface. The rest of it's going to be pretty artistic, so if you don't like this, or you have a trigger warning, or you need a trigger warning, I don't really know how those work, but I'm going to talk about sexual assault, so here's that, and depression, anxiety, severe crippling panic attacks. But if you can handle that kind of stuff, if you're over the age of like 15, I think it's okay. And even if you're younger, I'm not going to be talking about exactly what happened, so it's not going to really traumatize anyone, I don't think. But if you're really sensitive to that. In the year since that happened, I learned a lot of things. The first thing I learned is that burning sweatshirts is really hard. The second thing I learned is that no matter how many times you dye your hair blonde, burgundy, black, it's not gonna not have happened to you. No matter how many times you change the outfits you wear, no matter how many times you gain or lose weight, no matter how many times you change your eyeshadow, it still happened. I also learned that when you tell people, they're not going to react how you want them to, how you expect them to, or how you hope they might. Also, I learned that it's really hard to talk about. I also learned pretty recently that when you talk to your doctor about it, it's horribly awkward and hard and horrible. I also learned that every day is hard. And it's not harder or less hard, it's just every day is hard. And I learned no matter how many times you actually bleach your mouth, it doesn't go away. No matter how many times you cry, scream, pray, and beg that it didn't happen, it doesn't mean it didn't. No matter how many times you throw yourself against a wall, no matter how many times you sit crying in a bathroom stall, it doesn't go away. It did not happen. No matter how many times you wish it, will it, or convince God to barter with you, you'll never say the F word again if you could go back in time. No matter how many times you say that, it doesn't happen. I also learned this year that sometimes you don't know why you're crying because of the color red. Sometimes you don't know why you're crying because someone said something similar to what was said. Sometimes you don't know why you're crying curled up in a ball in your bed. Sometimes you don't know why you're crying. Sometimes you don't know why you're crying because you just start crying. Sometimes you don't even realize that you're thinking about it until you're already panicking and scratching your arm and having a panic attack. Sometimes you don't even realize you're thinking about it until you're against the wall with mascara all over your face. Sometimes you don't realize you're thinking about it until you're in a car by yourself, listening to a song that has nothing to do with anything, and wishing you were dead. Sometimes you don't really realize that you're thinking about it, or even thinking about it until you're trying to get someone to dye your hair blonde. Sometimes you think you can't cry, that you shouldn't cry, you should stop crying because nobody cares anymore. It's been a year. It's not a big deal. I learned in this year that everyone else's life moves on as yours just kind of stays still. And it's not that it stays still. You still go to school, you still go to work, you still do what you need to do, but things just kind of seem trivial because you feel like you lost a battle and you're losing a war. And it's just a constant game that you feel like you never can win. And I also learned this year that it's okay to cry. Which is weird because I learned so much during this year that I think it's not, and I think it's okay, but I've really realized that it's okay. And that people won't think you're weak, especially if they know what happened. Because you're not. And you didn't lose. You won the battle because you're not dead. You weren't shot. You are winning the war because you're still not dead. You didn't shoot yourself. You aren't losing the game because there's no game to play. Your life isn't a game. You're just trying to figure it out just as much as you would have if this didn't happen, but there's just a scratch in the record now and you just kind of keep playing it over and over again, but it's okay. And it's okay to see it every time you close your eyes because it's what happens. It's okay to want it to not, and it's okay to work towards that, and it's okay to go to your counselor and be disappointed when she just talks about you going to the police. And it's okay to feel like every time you talk about it, you're getting stabbed in the throat. And it's okay to feel horrible and dirty and awful and like damaged goods. It's okay because you're in good company. There's a lot of people who feel the same way because of some people who were actually horrible. So I learned in this last year that no matter what you do, it happened. But it doesn't have to control your life. No matter what you do, it's still going to be there. But it really shouldn't cause you so much strife. That rhymed. But no matter what you do, you'll probably still close your eyes and remember it. And no matter what you do, if you're passing a sign that says Reno on it, your stomach's gonna drop. If someone mentions it, you're gonna instantly think about it. It's gonna hurt. But someday, it won't anymore. It'll just be something that happened to you, but not you. Right now, it does feel like it's all that there is, because you think about it a lot. And even when you try not to, it still goes into your head. Even when you beg it not to, it still creeps in there. But eventually it will no longer, and you'll be okay. And I don't know how long that'll take. It's definitely not a year. But maybe eventually it'll be completely just a story that happened. Something that just built character. Something that for 1 second caused you a really hard lesson to learn. But a lifetime of memories are meant to be made, and in this last year I realized that they are made still. It doesn't stop. Good things don't stop, bad things don't stop. But this isn't something that is you, Melanie. It's weird to talk to myself, but it's not something that's you, and it's not something that's going to dictate anything later on. It's only going to make you more sensitive to people, and that's great because, you know, you want to help people out, right? And no matter what you say or do, it's not going to change. So you should stop trying to numb things by running away, by pushing people away, by pretending that it doesn't exist, because it's not numbing it, it's just pushing it farther down. You're not running from your problem, you're just pushing it away for a second, and it's just gonna come back. It's not gonna go away, but it'll get better. You'll figure out skills to deal with it. And I think this last year really taught you a lot, and honestly, from blonde Kameilani to whatever hair color you have next year or next month or even next week, you did learn a lot, and I'm really proud of you for figuring it out. And I think that you're only gonna get better. And I encourage you to make a video like this next year and, you know, tell next year's self what you learned this year. And keep on going, because stopping would be stupid. You're meant to fix mental health care. And if you are anyone else, because Kameilani, myself, can't really message myself to talk about it, but if you're anyone else who's going through something like this, or been through something like this, or just have some kind of story you want to tell to me, because I understand, feel free to do that. And I encourage you to talk about it if something like this happened to you, because keeping it inside is not helpful. I promise you I won't tell you to tell the police, because that's no good. And I swear to you that no matter what, no judgment, because I totally think it's my fault. Oh, I also learned this year that it's not your fault. Not your fault. Definitely not your fault, whoever I was talking to, but definitely not my fault, even though I feel like it is all the time. Sorry I got really close to my face, but thanks for watching. Okay, that's not funny. All right, but thank you for watching, and that's what I learned this year.